So when we look at the 3D and we believe this is real just because our five senses are telling so, it's very difficult to create something new instantly because we are so identified with the story, so really believing that what we see is what it is. So we don't even think about not agreeing with what we don't desire. So let's say you look at your finances and you don't even consider saying no, like, no, I don't agree with this reality, with this financial reality. I am rich. I'm rich. So, and your bank account says $50. It's like, I don't agree with $50. This is not what I choose. This is not my choice. Now, until you get to the point that you actually realize that what you see, it's a creation, but you don't have to agree with this. You can change your mind at any time and say, no, I'm not agreeing with these symptoms. I am perfectly healthy. I choose an experience where I am perfectly healthy. Now, what happens after choosing, deciding, assuming, visualizing, and then nothing happens? And that's a gap. That's the biggest challenge where I have spent so much time there, because we are doing this from a desire, but we are not stepping into it and saying, this is who I am now. Like, I don't bargain. I'm not arguing with reality, with my body. So you're not going to say, this is what I want, and then you wait to see if it's changing. You move already in, I am perfectly healthy. Whatever you body want to do, you do you, and you eventually will catch up. But I know who I am. I just said, and I have just chosen, and I am the authority of my reality. And until now, maybe I forgot, which is okay, but now I know, and now I take back my power, and I know my reality is following me, following my commands, following my choices, following what I say. It's true for me from this moment onwards. But we forgot that. That's what we are remembering now. And when you remember, when you take back authority over whatever is going on in your 3D reality without stopping to agree with it anymore, stopping to buy into it, saying, buying into the conditions and the circumstances and saying, oh, well, this is how it is. No, it's not how it is. It's because you're agreeing with it, you keep re-choosing it so that it stays the same. But take this moment, look, take just half step back from whatever is going on in your reality, whether there's relationships or the lack of something that you desire, or finances, success, health, you name it. Take a step, half step back, so there you can actually have a little bit of gap between all this crazy happening and you. Because the moment you have a little bit of gap, and I tell you all that, it's not real. It feels real because you are registering it with the five senses. But you can change your mind in any moment and reality will follow you. But because you don't know this, you follow reality. So you keep believing it's true, you keep buying into it, so you keep recreating it, and it keeps following you. Okay, here's an example. It just came to me now. So if reality is like a puppy, because it is loyal to who you say you are. It's loyal to say, I'm rich. Yes. Or you say, no, actually, let me look at my bank account. No, I'm not rich. Yes. So it's all this, like, this game we are playing. So there's either you have it and you stay in I have it, or you stay in I don't have it, or I am not. Whichever you stay in it, whichever you accept to be true, is going to be your experience. But you are the one who leads, not your reality. Your reality is always an echo of you. So an echo of your choice, right? So let's go back to the puppy idea. Now, imagine that you buy a puppy, and then the puppy will follow you. If you go out, it's always, right? It's always following you. But some people at some stage, they change this role. And then they give all their authority and control to the dog. So all of a sudden they don't realize, and the dog is leading them. So they are following what the dog wants, where the dog wants to go, whether the dog, wants to be in the bed or wants to go out, and when he wants to go out. So it's like giving basically your entire authority, and now you're following the dog. And then there's a lot of problems that start coming up, because this is not normal, because you feel powerless, because you feel that you have no control, that now you have to agree with something that you don't like. Now that's exactly the same idea about reality, that you forgot that reality is following you, and you are following reality. And then you look at it, and you look at your bank account, and you see there a number that you don't like, and you're like, well, that's what it is. And I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It's what it is because you think that's what it is. But the moment you say, wait a minute, I am not agreeing with this reality. I don't like this. Like, I don't know when I said yes and yes and yes over and over again. But like, I'm done with this. I'm rich. Like, I'm choosing this. It's just that moment. It's just that moment when you realize, hey, oh, wait a minute. I have a choice here. It's like, this is what I'm seeing now, and definitely don't like that part of that. So it's like, I'm changing my mind about that thing. The only way you can do this, if you know you are source, if you know you are the creator, if you know you are the one who chooses, and then you accept that. So basically you understand that what I choose, it's going to happen no matter what. Like, even if it's not instant, especially if it's not instant, because the majority of the time you still have an old identity, like unfolding, in an old, not identity, the reality unfolding. So you change your mind and you say, okay, so I see $50, $150, $5,000 in my bank account, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't agree with this. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, do you know what I actually want? I want 500,000. So you go from, oh, I'm struggling, to I'm rich. And even better, I like the new thing. So you say, I'm hot, smart, and rich. So from one moment to another, you change your mind about who you are, not about your 3D reality, because that's what people want. They want to change what's already an echo. You don't change the reflection, you change you. You change your mind about what you want, what you don't want, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. So you say, no, like, from now on, I am hot, smart, and rich. That's how we roll from now on. And then your mind says, yeah, cool. Like, look at this beautiful reality that is exactly the opposite of what you are saying. Now, what happens afterwards? So many of us, me included, for many years, always try to take my clues and my proof and my sign from my reflection. So then, like, basically you say to your dog, get off the couch now. And the dog looks at you, doesn't move. And you are like, well, okay, if you want to stay, we'll stay. This is what we do, like, instead of going there, say like, okay, you don't hear me, right? It's fine, because I let you do this for an entire year. So now you grew upon my head, and now you don't listen to me. Like, you basically think I'm talking to the wall. Fair enough. But here's some new rules that we're going to have from now onwards. This is exactly how your reality will start looking when you say there are some new rules in the house. Now, your reality might still say, well, nah, I don't like that. But it doesn't say that, because it's just a reflection. What you might give that meaning, saying, well, my reality is not changing. Oh, of course it's not changing. Let it do whatever it wants to do. It will eventually. Because again, remember, the puppy will also say, you might not be talking to me because this is my place here. It has been since basically I arrived into this house and since I'm the boss. And you're like, yeah, sorry. Like, I thought you're the boss, but now I changed my mind. I am the boss. So of course you have a transition time, a retraining time. So you have to stay in who you said. And this goes with children or whoever you want, who you forgot and you kind of gave your authority, and now you're like, okay, I don't like what's going on here. And then you want to redo this. It takes a little bit of time sometimes, not all the time. I mean, there's so many examples that I can give you that it just happened this. Why? Because I was so exhausted, fed up, and tired when these experiences were happening, and I was so that I said, no, I'm done. I don't want this. This is what I want. This is going to happen. This is going to happen now, and I have no argument. No, I don't care. Guess what happens? Reality says, yes, sir. And sometimes it says like, no, well. So that's where majority of the people go back to, okay, well, I think it's just not working. Well, it is working, but you have to be the proof. You have to stay there for long enough until reality catches up. And it might not catch up right away. It might catch up in a few days. It might catch up in a few weeks. But you don't go back, because then, well, nothing will change, right? The only way it changes that you stay in what you said. It's like, I said what I said. I said what I said. So for example, let's say there is a health issue, and so you change your mind. So until now you were the person who had this problem and who was trying to heal and trying to find the right methods and techniques and the right specialist and the right this and the right that. So you were, the story is, I'm this person who has this problem and is doing all these things not to have the problem. And then I'm telling you, well, that's an experience, but you can also be the person who is healthy, and then allow reality to show you that, to reflect that back. Now, this alone can make you feel like, whoa. That's a choice, right? That's a choice. That's a choice to realize, oh yeah, well, if I'm this and then I'm keep doing that, then I'm keep reflecting that, then I'm keep experiencing that. But I come back to like, whoa, I mean, I don't like this. So what do you want then instead? And you say, I'm perfectly healthy. There you are. You're perfectly healthy. Now that's a different seat, right? Completely different realities, completely different thinking, completely different action, completely different emotions. Because I am healthy and keep staying there and less learning to react less and less to what's going on still in the body, because that's what we keep buying into, like, whoa, my body's not doing anything. Well, your body's not doing anything. Let it be. Let it be. You just stay in the knowing and let the body do whatever it wants to do. It will catch up with you either now, tomorrow, or in 1 week. But you don't do this like then and back and then and back and maybe and not, and work is not working, work not working. It's like, I said what I said. I am perfectly healthy. And then the body does what the body wants to do, and it will catch up when it wants to catch up. But I am not buying into the symptoms anymore. So let's say the pain is still there, and you're like, well, the pain is here. Like, yeah, fine. Does it mean anything? No, unless you say this means it didn't work. But if you say there's pain, Fact, end of the story. There's no story because it's the end of the story. It's like, okay, so what? I'm perfectly healthy. Yeah, but I have all these other symptoms. So what? I'm perfectly healthy. Yes, but then nothing changed. So what? I'm perfectly healthy. Like, I'm staying seated and allow the body to find its way. That's the same thing with money or whatever, right? So this is what's going on. This is my experience. I'm seeing it, recreating it, talking about it, complaining about it. It's not going, trying to change, trying to manifest. And then I'm like, whoa, stop, pause, come back, take a step back. Okay, so if I'm the creator here and I've been buying into this reality here and playing this role here and this character who does all these things and sees all these numbers, and then it's sad and happy and then, you know, tries harder and puts effort and strategizes. Okay, not nice. I don't like that. Too much hustle. Okay, come back. What do you want? I'm hot, smart, and rich. That's what I want. Cool. Okay, now stay there. Like, stay there. This is who I am. Now, of course, this old one is going to feel familiar because you played with that quite a lot. So, but understand, just because it's not changing, it doesn't mean anything, because you are here. You are in the hot, sexy, smart, rich vibe. And it's a choice. Many people ask me, how do you choose? Well, you say yes. You say yes to this idea. It's like, yeah, I like that. Cool. Then choose that. And yeah, but what if I'm not feeling it? Well, just accept this it's already so. When you accept it and you start anchoring more and more, and then keep ignoring whatever is still not moving without giving it any meaning. And my favorite mantra that I teach for my clients is like, yeah, I'm not buying into that. Thank you. Not interested. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything unless you give it some type of meaning. But if you really want to give it meaning, give it the meaning like this means it's working. Nothing is changing. It means it's working. This, whatever, this, that, well, just mind of your own business and let reality do its business. So you take back authority, you choose, and then you stay anchored. If you need support with staying anchored, I created exactly this tool that keeps you anchored. First of all, it slows you down. It starts detaching you from believing that 3D has any authority. You take back your authority. And then we have an AI which helps you to reflect you back in real time, and it sits you back. Whoa, 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 no, this is who you said you are. Whoa, 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 no, this is who you said you are. Until it's normal. And when it starts to be normal that you are this, you can change everything like that. Boom, boom. And reality becomes interactive. It is interactive. It's easy. It's always changing in every moment, but it's our idea that it's stuck and it's like this and it's conditioned situations and that are like factual and yeah, you know what I mean. Well, then that's why it doesn't. But you change your mind about that, and then it does. Because reality, whatever you say, you'd say, my reality is fluid and interactive. I change my mind and it reflects me almost right away. That's again an identity. And then when you accept that, reality starts behaving like that. This is what we mean when we say it reflects you. So you say, I change my mind, and it almost usually right away it changes, and then it says, yes, sir. You know, reality always agrees with you. So whatever you choose, it always says yes. That's the amazing part of it. That's why we came here to play with this. Okay, so if you want any type of support, I put a link in the description box below, and check it out. There's also a free 3-day experience of what I'm talking about. Also the link in the description box below. Check all out and see you in the next video. Bye.